Hi, UGC Net aspirants. Welcome back to arpitakarwa.com, your one stop destination to crack UGC Net Paper 1 with confidence. In today's video, we are diving into some of the most popular and exam worthy teaching strategies. I'm pretty sure that all of you are aware of the fact that in Unit 1 teaching aptitude, they are no more asking us the traditional teaching methods like lecture method, team teaching. Now they are introducing various different cooperative learning strategies, and they are asking about these strategies in every shift. So it is very important for you to be aware of what these terms means, what are these teaching strategies. And let me also tell you that these are very simple to understand. They just look very fancy, very complicated, but once you start connecting it to your real life, it is very simple to digest the facts that are mentioned against all the other cooperative teaching strategies which are getting popular in the exam these days. Now that we are all set to dive into the topic, I'm definitely going to be telling you the names of these strategies, and you'll be like, Arpita, they sound a bit fancy, like they belong to some chef's cookbook or a puzzle game. But trust me, they are actually super simple classroom techniques that make teaching and learning more interactive as well as impactful. And the best part, these strategies are often asked in paper 1, sometimes directly, sometimes in form of a tricky MCQ. But once you understand how they work, they'll get you those extra marks that can help you get JRF. So grab your notebook, sit back, and let's decode these strategies one by one in the most fun and easy way possible. But first, here's a quick bonus for you. I have created a special PDF that summarizes this entire video and provides you with exam ready notes. That means whatever you see on screen is compiled in a form of a PDF. You just have to message on WhatsApp. The number is flashing right on your screen, and my team is going to share that PDF right on your WhatsApp. Okay, so without any further delay, let's jump right into the first technique, which is known as the fishbowl technique. Now, if you want to understand what is a fishbowl technique, just remember a group discussion. If you've ever seen a group discussion or you have participated in one, that fishbowl technique becomes extremely simple for you to understand. It's a classroom discussion method where students are divided into two groups. There's an inner circle and an outer circle. Inner circle is a small group of students who sit in the middle and have a conversation on a given topic. They speak freely, build on each other's idea, and try to explore the topic in depth. Whereas, what does the outer circle students do? Outer circle consists of the rest of the class. Now, who sit around the inner circle, they are not participating, but they observe, listen carefully, and take notes. For example, imagine a history class where a teacher wants to discuss the causes of World War I. Now she selects 6 students to sit in a circle at the center of the room. These students begin the discussion. One mentions that assassination of Ferdinand, and another talks about the road of alliances. Someone adds militarism, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, the rest of the class sits around them, quietly listening and noting key points. Once the discussion ends, the teacher invites the outer circle to share what they have observed. Some might summarize the discussion, other might add their views or ask questions. This way, everyone gets involved, some by speaking, others by listening, and the whole class learns. So basically, आप देखेंगे, this is very different from the traditional teaching strategy. Why? Because traditional teaching में क्या होता है, the teacher is coming into the class and teaching you and telling you everything, and you are just sitting there like a dull student trying to absorb everything. And now that the attention span is getting so much more shorter, it is important to come up with strategies where everybody is involved. So teacher here is not the giver of knowledge, he's a facilitator of knowledge. That's why UGC is asking about these strategies so often in the paper, because they know that this is the future of teaching and learning in India. Okay, so now that we have completed our discussion on the fishbowl technique, it's time to look at the second very important cooperative learning strategy, which is called TPS. Okay, it is another very simple and effective teaching method, and the full form of TPS is think, pair, share. Now, what happens in this one? So it basically using this technique helps students to learn better by working together in a structured way, step by step. First comes the think stage. The teacher asks a question and each student takes a few moments to quietly think about their own answer. There's no discussion that's happening in that point, just silent reflection. This helps students organize their thoughts and build confidence. That is stage one, that is thinking. Then comes the next stage, which is pair. Each student then turns to a partner sitting next to them and they discuss what they thought. This stage gives students a chance to speak their mind, listen to someone else's viewpoint, and sometimes even refine their own understanding. So, what is happening? Now, after they have thought about a topic in silence, they are now ready to share the idea with the world. So, they are discussing it with their partner and they are also understanding how their viewpoint is different from somebody else's viewpoint, and they are able to also refine their own understanding. Because होता है ना, मैं सोच रही हूँ कि इंडिया में दंगे इसलिए होते हैं, somebody else comes up and gives me a more logical explanations for the same, and that is when I start thinking that oh बात तो सही है, and then I shift my thought process. And finally we move to the third stage, which is the share stage. Now, what happens in the share stage? After the pair, that student pair has had a brief discussion, they shared their ideas with the whole class. Sometimes one pair speaks, sometimes a few selected pairs would speak, but the idea is to bring everyone into the conversation slowly and naturally. For example, let's think of a science class. Now, in the science class, teacher might ask that why is the sky blue? Each student thinks about this question quietly for a few moments. Then they turn to the student next to them and talk about what they thought. After that, one or two pairs stand up and they share their combined answers with everyone. This way, students get to think on their own, understand their partner's point of view, and also learn from what others in the class had to say. See how interesting and different is this from the regular traditional teaching styles. And that is the reason why it is extremely necessary for teachers today to incorporate these strategies in their classroom teaching. That's the reason why UGC NET, which is supposed to be an exam given by somebody who wants to become a lecturer or a professor, would need to know, and that's why it is a part of the curriculum that provides you eligibility to become a professor. Now, another important note before we move on to the next point, that you will find this topic explained in detail in my Amazon bestseller, the UGC NET Paper 1 book, which is India's only UGC NET book that comes with 120 video lectures and more than 4,000 unit-wise solved PYQs. And there's also a pluck-out chart that we have added at the back of the book that summarizes all the important sessions of the chapter. So if you're looking for detailed explanations with real-life examples on all the tough topics of Paper 1, then that's the book that you should probably look at. In fact, my UGC NET Paper 1 book was praised by Mr. Amitabh Bachchan for its innovative teaching style. So I would really want you to check out the book details that's available on Amazon. And if you find that teaching style that I have used in the book matching with your learning style, then you can even buy the book. Now let's talk about another interesting cooperative learning strategy, which is called the buzz group method. In this technique, students are divided into small groups of 2 or 3 people. Each group is given a question or a topic to discuss for a few minutes. Because many groups are talking at the same time, the room fills with a lot of low buzzing sound. That's why it's called a buzz group method. होता है ना जो if you've ever gone to a garden and वहाँ पे आपने भौरे को देखा है, okay, and you have seen the bee humming, okay, that's the kind of sound that fills the entire room, okay. So that's why the name of the method is called buzz group method. This setup basically allows everyone to speak without feeling nervous and starts sharing their ideas more and more freely. After the discussion, each group shares their main points with the whole class. This way, even quieter students get a chance to contribute and the class benefits from multiple viewpoints in a short span of time. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमने साइंस की बात करी थी, अभी हम बायोलॉजी का एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. Imagine a biology class where the teacher wants students to understand how photosynthesis works. She divides the class into two groups. One group talks about sunlight's role, and the other group discusses the involvement of chlorophyll. And then there is another group that might focus on ऑक्सीजन प्रोडक्शन. सो बेसिकली पूरी क्लास को हमने छोटे छोटे बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड किया है. इफ यू हैव अ स्मॉल क्लास ऑफ लेट्स से 10 स्टूडेंट्स, यू कैन प्रोबेबली डिवाइड देम इनटू टू ग्रुप्स. अगर बहुत बड़ा क्लास है, 50-60 स्टूडेंट्स है, देन यू हैव टू डिवाइड देम इनटू मल्टीपल स्मॉलर ग्रुप्स. Now, after all these groups are done talking about their topic, each one explains their point to the rest of the class. One group might say that sunlight helps convert carbon dioxide to glucose, while another group might explain how chlorophyll helps in capturing light energy. In the process, everyone gets to hear different aspects of the same topic, and the whole class benefits from it. So that's what buzz group method is all about. आपने अभी तक देखा होगा कि all the three methods that we spoke about, that I discussed, are almost the same. सब में student participation maximize करने का कोशिश किया गया है, and that is the new age of teaching, and that's the reason why they are closely connected yet at the same time little bit dissimilar. And if you are looking for more informative videos where I explain most important topics of UGC NET Paper 1 in less than 15 minutes, you can hit the subscribe button and tap on the bell icon. And don't forget to check out my playlist section where I've organized unit-wise playlists for UGC NET Paper 1. This way, you'll find all the video lectures for each unit together, making your preparation so much more easier. So friends, with that note, I come to the last strategy, which is called a zigzag strategy. Now, this is again a group-based learning technique where the class is divided into small groups and each group is given a different subtopic to explore. The idea is that every group focuses on one specific part of a larger problem. They discuss it, do their research and try to understand it deeply. Each group becomes an expert in the assigned section. Then comes the interesting part. These groups don't just keep the information to themselves. One by one, they present what they have learned to the rest of the class. So just like there are pieces of jigsaw puzzle, each group contributes one part of the knowledge. And that's how all the pieces come together and the class gets a full picture. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम बात करते हैं लेट्स से एक मूवी का जिसका हमें पूरा डिटेल एनालिसिस करना है, एंड लेट्स से द मूवी इज आवर पॉपुलर DDLJ. So DDLJ में एक ग्रुप है, they are going to talk about the plot. Another group will talk about the acting that has been done by all the lead actor, actresses. Then there is another group that talks about the cinematography. Another group that talks about the costume. And सब अपना अपना interpretation लेके आते हैं. And finally, there is one proper analysis जिसमें हम DDLJ को हर तरीके से एनालाइज करते हैं, and we finally come to a conclusion whether it's a classic, it's a movie that is worth the hype or not. Now, you will see that whenever a teacher is going to apply jigsaw puzzle strategy, jigsaw method of teaching, they will not only encourage teamwork among students, but that will also help students take ownership of their learning while they are also learning from one another. So वो खुद का भी learning कर रहे हैं, साथ में बाकियों से भी सीख रहे हैं. इसका एक practical real life example लेते हैं in an MBA class. So MBA के अंदर students are divided into groups and each group researches a different company. Like one group talks about Apple, another on Google, another on Tesla. One group studies how Apple earns revenue, another looks at how Google handles competition, then there's another one that explores Tesla's innovation strategy. And after their research, each group shares their finding with everybody else. This way, all students learn about multiple companies through each other's research. Instead of doing research for all the companies on your own, you're actually just doing research on one company and then you let other people teach you so much more. It also helps students to go deep into one topic and also understand different perspectives through peer learning. And that's why this again becomes a very, very crucial activity that should be done by teachers, professors, lecturers in order to make students develop in a holistic manner. So with that note, I like to come to the end of this lecture. We'll meet very soon in the next video lecture. Till the time we meet next, happy learning, keep loving literature, and stay tuned to arpitakarwa.com.